Here you see, today we'll be dealing with the kingdom protesta. Okay, so what is kingdom protesta? In our last class, we all were dealing, as you all remember, that in our last class we were dealing with classification. Okay, so we had done up to mycoplasma, and today we'll be starting the new chapter. Here you see, from kingdom protesta, we had finished up to mycoplasma. Now here you see, here you focus on the blackboard in the board, you see the kingdom protesta. So basically if you see kingdom protesta, it has got certain kingdom characters. Now basically what are the kingdom characters? See, all are single celled. They are all single cell eukaryotes. They may be photosynthetic or non-photosynthetic. That means they may be either autotroph or they may be either heterotroph. The word photosynthetic is mentioned because they have been shown the presence of chloroplast or the stroma, grana and stroma, thylakoid cells inside the cell structure. So that is why the word photosynthetic is more prominent here. Okay, then they are capable of movement either with the help of a flagella or either with the help of a cilia. Now mode of reproduction, generally it is asexual, but in some cases it is also sexual. Now in case of sexual, they show case of cell fusion. That means the cell itself fuses and forms the zygote. Okay, so basically if we focus here, the protesta, kingdom protesta has been divided into 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 categories. Now what are basically the 5 categories? First and the foremost, it is chirosophytes. Okay, chirosophytes, dinoflagellate, euglenoids, slime molds and protozoan. So what are and basically majority of them, they are all aquatic. Aquatic means they are either freshwater or they are marine, all of them. Okay, so and this one, the chirosophytes, basically the chirosophytes is one that has got the name of the cell wall that is made up of silica. Now this silica, okay, this silica deposits over the cell wall and it is indestructible. If you can see, follow your book here, you can see the cell walls are indestructible and thus the diatoms are left behind. Billions of years is referred to as a diatomaceous earth. Okay, so they are the deposits on the earth crust, that means on the seabeds, and the cell wall that is left behind by these extinct diatoms are used for polishing substances, for filtration of oil and use in soups. Okay, so diatoms are the chief producers of the ocean. That means it is supposed to be the first life on earth. Now here if you focus, here you see these are the dinoflagellates. The word dinoflagellate. What is dinoflagellate? You see here, dinoflagellates. Dinoflagellates means dino is two flagella. Now see, they are mostly marine, they are photosynthetic, they produces two flagella. They may be longitudinal flagella or a lateral flagella and they have got a furrow. Now the distinctive features of this phylum is they are red, green, yellow colors. Okay, now you see you have heard of the Red Sea. Basically, these have got again a siliceous deposit on their cell wall and that imparts the color and the two atoms. See, if you focus on your book, you see the organisms are mostly marine and photosynthetic. They appear yellow, green and brown, blue or red depending on the mainly pigment present in the cell, and the cell walls are, see, stiff cellulose plate on the outer surface and most of them have two flagella. See, if you can figure out here, you can see the two flagella and you see here in this it is a transverse groove. Some have a transverse groove and some have a longitudinal groove like this. Okay, so they then very often red dinoflagellate, example you see Goniodolox, they undergo very rapid multiplication and they may make the sea appear red in tides, red tides. That means they multiply so fast that their number makes the color of the sea red. Now sometimes they also releases a toxin and may kill other marine animals such as fishes. Now after that, you see, after the dinoflagellates, what I said, we have the euglenoids. What is euglenoids? You have seen, see, this is the diagram. This is the diagram of a euglena. You see, it has got a whip-like locomotory organs, one prominent nucleus like that. Now they are photosynthetic. They are photosynthetic. They are autoheterotrophs. Autoheterotrophs means they behave like heterotrophs. They move from one place to another. Okay, they engulf small organisms for food, but they have chlorophyll. So they, in the presence of sunlight, they derive from the sunlight. They behave like heterotroph and predating on small organisms in the absence of sunlight. So that is known as euglena type. Okay. So they are intermediate between a plant and an animal. Now you see the slime molds. What are slime molds? Slime molds are, they are saprophytic protozoa. The body moves along the dead and decaying, all marine, underwater. Okay, now they aggregate together. The cluster of cells aggregate together and they form a plasmodium. Plasmodium means a slime, it's less like a mucus-like substances on the surface. Now they spread over several feet. They may long. Now under unfavorable condition, they remain dormant, but when the favorable conditions comes, they develop into a fruiting body. What is fruiting body? They develop spores at their tip and the spore possesses true walls. So they are extremely resistant and survive over harsh condition. The spores are dispersed by air current. And then finally comes the protozoa. Protozoa, what you find? The normal microscopic animals. They may be free living, may be predatory, may be parasites. So they are known as primitive animals. For example, you see amoeba. Amoeboid protozoans, these are organisms that live in freshwater, seawater. They move and capture their prey. Here you see, and they have got a pseudopodia or the false feet. Okay, now another group is known as the flagellated protozoa. What is the flagellated protozoans? They have got a flagella like trypanosoma. They are parasitic. Then the ciliated protozoans, they are mainly aquatic and the moving organism with the help of cilia, thousands of cilia, and they just move in an oar-like fashion or sails of a boat. If you see a boat, so many oars are there. So people drive the oars to help the boat move. So exactly that coordinated manner the cilia works. So that coordinated movement of rows of cilia causes the water laden with food to steer into the gullet. Gullet means the mouth. Example, paramecium. And then last is the sporozoan. They form spores. So they are mainly parasitic one. For example, Plasmodium vivax, that causes malaria, a disease that has got a staggering effect on human population. These are the one. Okay, they have two-stage life cycles, spore-like. Okay.